I'm just fresh from a cold shower because Lionel Messi just got everyone in the footballing world and everyone outside of the footballing world very hot under the collar because the guy is just an absolute genius. And not only does he put to bed the argument about him and Ronaldo, and don't get me wrong, I will say this a lot, how good Ronaldo is, but there is no one in the world of sports, I tell you that right now with full confidence, in any sport in the world that holds a light even comes close to Lionel Messi. Whether you're a basketball fan and you maybe think someone like Steph Curry or LeBron James or any of those guys, maybe an American football fan, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, they don't even come close to someone like Lionel Messi, and I'll tell you why. Because in the sport of football, it being the biggest sport in the world, there's an outrageous number of possible ways that a certain move can go. But Lionel Messi is always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps ahead of anyone else around him. And he hasn't just been opposed by maybe one opponent like you would see LeBron having to beat someone to make a shot. You have 5 or 6 players who are now swarming to this small. He's almost at a disadvantage how small he is, but not in the world of football so much. This small player to try and stop him from achieving his brilliance that he consistently does, but they cannot stop him. There is no one in the world who can stop him, and I'm not over exaggerating by saying how good he is, and just saying in his respective sport, he is so far superior than anyone else around him that no one else even comes close to it. There's always other players in each sport that are maybe on the same playing field. There's just no one in the same playing field than Lionel Messi, because you watched yesterday's game, Juventus versus Real Madrid, and you see Ronaldo, yes, come up with a goal, but you do not see him influence the game with just such, I don't even know how to describe it, such technical ability, such grace that Lionel Messi does. And specifically for his second goal, which I will go to, he just finds 5 or 6 yards of space, drives at Boateng, who is a well-accomplished defender, who's been one of the most impressive defenders of the last 4 or 5 years, leaves him on his arse, on the ground, with nothing to do but just stare up at Lionel Messi as he breezes by him. Neuer comes out, standing at 6'7". He chips him inside his own box. How can you not just sit back and go, what am I watching? I am so blessed to be able to watch this guy on television, because he's the best athlete we've ever seen, ever, at any sport. He is just absolutely frighteningly good. His ability to breeze past players, his ability to find space, his ability to find those little pockets and finish like no one else in the world. And that was his second goal. I'm going to try and backtrack a little bit to the game. I'm hoping you're sticking around for this because it has to be heard. So the first half, Manuel Neuer was phenomenal. Was the reason why I said he was going to be the most, if not the most important player in both teams out of these legs, because he had to come up with crucial saves like he did in the first half. Dani Alves was stopped at point-blank range by a great save from Manuel Neuer, and then he consistently made good saves. Bayern didn't seem to get into their groove in the first half. I always fancied Barcelona to score. The second half was a different story. Bayern Munich obviously had a stern talking to by Pep Guardiola. They came out pressing high. Schweinsteiger started the second half the way Bayern Munich went forward and tried to start. Is that why pressing so high? The way Barcelona did, trying to force them into making mistakes. But Barca are far more comfortable at the Nou Camp and passing around the back than Bayern Munich, and that would pay consequence for Bayern Munich because they tried to match Barcelona, and credit to them, trying to play around at the back when you've got Suarez, Neymar, Messi, Dani Alves, Rakitic all hunting the ball, like I said on Twitter, like a pack of very talented, small, skillful wolves. They just hunt in packs of 3. They do not allow you to go out, and that is inevitably how Bayern Munich conceded their first goal. Trying to pass out from the back, Bernat in the left back was just caught out, a heavy touch. Dani Alves found it in his possession, played it into Messi, and you've got Messi in front of 3 big, strong Bayern Munich defenders. What's he going to do? He's going to take them on. He shapes up as if he's going to bend it around the outside of the defenders, cuts it right across them, right at Neuer's near post. He's getting no chance because he's expecting Messi to do what is logically the only thing to do, and that's bend it into the far corner, but not for someone who is thinking, as I said, 2 or 3 steps ahead. He's not thinking logically. He's thinking in his own frame of mind, the Lionel Messi frame of mind, which is just far superior than anyone else on the field. So it's hard to try and combat that. It's hard for Neuer, even in all 6'7" of them, to get across and stop that. So that sends Barcelona 1-0 up. Then for the second goal, it's a counter-attack that Bayern may feel disgruntled by it, but the ball breaks to Lionel Messi, who then takes on Boateng one-on-one. Boateng is left so flat-footed on his rear end, and Neuer comes out, as I said before, he dinks it over him. Manuel Neuer. How is that even possible? The guy's humongous. I don't understand it. But Rafinha tries to keep it out, but he can't. And the crowd go absolutely apeshit as they have the best player ever to have played football on their team, and only at the age of 27. Racking up the Champions League goals that are just of outrageous numbers. Now overtakes Ronaldo as he grabbed these 2 goals today. So Ronaldo has his work cut out for him to catch him. And then Bayern Munich trying to get that vital away goal, pushing players forward, taking off Muller, bringing on Götze, who I thought should have came on a lot earlier because they had trouble linking up to Lewandowski. They tried to go direct, which works sometimes, but they needed an attacking midfielder. I thought Schweinsteiger and Xabi Alonso played a little too deep, and then were caught too high up, inevitably, as Neymar would score the 3rd goal as he was found on his own in the middle of the park, breaking through one-on-one with Neuer, a little fade and calm and composed, puts it into the back of the net, and it's 3-0 to Barcelona, a mountain Bayern Munich have to climb, an absolute mountain. Maybe some may argue that if they had Robin or Ribery, would have been a different story, or Alaba, and I think it could have been because they lack the width that Bayern Munich need to play against a team like Barcelona. They have to get the ball in the air, in the box, to the likes of Lewandowski, who had short amount of service, especially Muller as well. They didn't have enough played in the air to them where they can utilise their talent. Robin and Ribery were playing. Obviously, that could have been a different story, but this Barcelona team are just on a different class. I thought Mascherano was a class above any defender on the park, anticipating every tackle, winning the ball well, and he did really. He played well. And I don't want to be too critical to Bayern Munich. They came out in the second half and started. They were the better team for the first 10, 15 minutes, but you give Lionel Messi that little inch of space. You have a lapse in concentration trying to ping the ball around the back. And Barcelona will punish you, and that's why I fancy them to go on and win the Champions League. That's why I said this is going to be a crucial first leg. Bayern Munich cannot come away with the same deficit that they had against someone like Porto, where they can go home and turn it around, because this is not Porto, lads. This is Barcelona. They will go to Germany with full confidence that they will win there as well, and definitely take the leg. But you can't count Bayern Munich out. They're a good team, and if anyone can turn it around, they can, but it will be very, very unlikely from my perspective. So 3-0. 2 from Messi, 1 from Neymar. My God, is that a similar story than what we've heard this full season? I'm almost lost for words to talk about it, but don't take my word for it. Find the goals. We'll leave a couple of links in the section below to watch Messi's brilliance. Let me know what you think. Does he make this sport the best sport in the world? Is he the best ever? Leave all your comments in the section below. Follow us on Twitter at TYT Sports and me at Francis_Maxwell. And subscribe again, guys. Thanks again.